Please tell me I am not the only one. This time change, I mean, I'm just all dazed and confused.
It takes a while to get caught up, right, and change all the clocks in your whole house.
Got me yesterday.
And your watches.
Yeah, I was supposed to be at a meeting at 6:30 at night, and I thought, oh, I've got time. Yeah, I got to change all those clocks.
Yes, well, yesterday morning, I woke up, I looked at my phone updates automatically. So it said about 7:30, right? And I go downstairs and then the stove and the microwave says 6:30.
Bingo, exactly.
And that's when I remembered, oh yeah, we sprung forward and I just lost an hour's sleep.
Yeah, insert sigh here, right?
I was not happy, but anyway, we all feel the same. We lost that extra hour, we feel tired. So let's get going on this Monday. And let's get prepared because we're going to see some scattered showers and storms this afternoon. Now, the storms right now are pretty healthy moving into Daytona Beach. If you look closely, all these yellow markings, those are lightning strikes. So that's a lot of lightning along the leading edge of this front. By the way, there are some showers developing way out ahead of the front over Tampa Bay area. For us this morning, we're staying dry, but you feel the mugginess out there. It feels warm. There is this risk of severe weather. It's a marginal risk. So look at the green, and that puts us on the lower end of the risk scale. This is issued by the Storm Prediction Center. What this means is that there's an isolated chance for any storms that develop today to become severe. So even though we will have storms, not all of them will be severe in the case that, they could produce gusty winds and heavy rainfall, but we do have to be prepared for that. So we also have to be prepared for showers too, and that wind is going to come in out of the southwest up to 20 miles an hour by this afternoon. That's sustained and then gusting 25 to even 30 miles an hour by the middle of the day. Here's a look at the timing on the Vipercast when it comes to the storms. We're talking about after 2 o'clock, we'll start to see showers come in over the Treasure Coast, but this is around 4 o'clock. It's showing us the possibility of this is the time when we'll get some of those thunderstorms rolling over Okeechobee and then out into the Treasure Coast, Fort Pierce, down into Stuart about 4 to 5 o'clock. Watch out for those storms. And then it's going to track down south by late afternoon, early evening, around 6 o'clock into northern Palm Beach County. So from northern Palm Beach County northward through the Treasure Coast and Okeechobee County, that's where we can have that isolated risk of severe storms. And then by tomorrow morning, we'll still have some lingering clouds, but the rain will be done by later tonight, just mostly cloudy tonight. Now, out ahead of the front, it's going to heat up fast. Highs in the upper 80s all across the board. Tonight's lows dropping to the upper 50s in the Treasure Coast, really the mid and upper 60s in the Palm Beaches, but it gets chillier than this. The chilly day is actually Wednesday morning, lows in the 50s for West Palm Beach, which means even cooler than that for the Treasure Coast. And then as we head into Wednesday afternoon, we're expecting cloud cover. That's going to keep those highs in the low 70s, but we'll cool down tomorrow afternoon in the upper 70s again Thursday, back in the 80s by Friday.
Welcome back. A little past 5:20 this morning. The Biden administration trying to calm fears and contain the fallout after the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank, announcing really it's actually the 16th largest bank in the country.
It's a big deal for many here. Congress was just briefed on the situation last night. NBC's Bree Jackson reports now from Washington how much of their losses people will actually get back.
The collapse of Silicon Valley Bank set off panic.
We have went to 2 other banks and have started withdrawing the funds.
The federal government is stepping in to ensure consumers have access to their money today. But Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen insists there would be no bank bailouts like there were in 2008.
The reforms that have been put in place means that we're not going to do that again.
Instead, regulators plan to back all SVB deposits and those at Signature Bank in New York, which shuttered Sunday. They'll cover those costs, in part, by using the FDIC's Deposit Insurance Fund.
It's not going to cost taxpayers money.
The extraordinary move also aims to calm financial markets before trading resumes this morning. Experts weighed in on what they believe is the root cause of the second largest bank failure in U.S. history.
Banks are free to fail when you have a change in interest rates like we've had over the past several months, the most aggressive rate hike cycle in 2 generations. Some banks' business models are not going to work anymore.
The White House hopes to ease fears that more banks could follow. In Washington, Bree Jackson, NBC News.
Great.
All right, President Joe Biden commented on the issues at Silicon Valley Bank and Signature Bank. President Biden issued a statement. You see it on Twitter here, noting that, here's the quote, at his discretion, the Treasury Secretary and National Economic Council Director worked with banking regulators to address current problems. He went on to tweet he's firmly committed to holding those responsible fully accountable.
5 more people have been arrested for kidnapping 4 Americans. 2 were killed. Mexican authorities say those arrested, they will face crimes for aggravated kidnapping, also homicide. 6 people in all have been arrested. The cartel responsible wrote a letter apologizing for that attack and claimed it turned in 5 of its own members who had taken part in it. With the spike of violence in Mexico across the border, the Texas Department of Public Safety is warning Texans don't go there for spring break, especially with another mystery coming to light. Authorities say 3 women now from the Lone Star State disappeared about 2 weeks ago while on their way to sell clothes at a flea market. CNN's Rafael Romo has more.
It's been just a little over a week since 4 Americans from South Carolina were attacked and kidnapped in Mexico. As we previously reported, 2 of them tragically were killed. And now there's a new mystery. 3 women living in Texas are believed to be missing in Mexico after they crossed the U.S. border over 2 weeks ago, according to police. Authorities say the women are 2 sisters and a friend who crossed into Mexico on February 24. They were headed to the city of Montemorelos in the Mexican state of Nuevo León to sell clothes at a flea market. Mexican authorities told CNN about 80 agents from several law enforcement agencies are looking for the women. Regarding the kidnapped Americans, CNN has obtained and geolocated new video showing all 4 of them just hours before they were attacked on March 3rd. It was a live-streamed video taken by one of the victims. The images showed the group driving to a medical appointment in Matamoros across the border from Brownsville, Texas, but they never made it there. Mexico is the second most popular destination for medical tourism globally. In 2020 alone, there were an estimated 1.4 to 3 million patients traveling into the country to take advantage of inexpensive treatment, according to Patients Beyond Borders, an international healthcare consulting company contacted by CNN. Rafael Romo, CNN Atlanta.
Time right now is 5:25. This week, a federal judge may rule on a case that could change access to medication abortions across the country. Abortion opponents in Texas are suing to end FDA approval of one of 2 pills used in a medication abortion. First hearing in the case is set for Wednesday. Lawyers on both sides will make arguments to support their positions. After that, the judge could rule on the case at any point. Any decision would likely be faced with an appeal and could eventually head to the Supreme Court. Well, art, skincare, dog treats, this place has it all. We're shining a light this morning on a new pop-up store in the Jupiter area.
That looks like fun.
WPSL 1590, the talk of the Treasure Coast, and WSTU 1450, Martin County's Heritage Station, part of the WPTV News Network. This is WPTV News Channel 5, today on 5.
A dry start this morning, but it feels warm and muggy already. We're also tracking a cold front that's going to bring us storms this afternoon.
Also this morning, deja vu, where anti-Semitic flyers popped up over the weekend and what police know about the culprits.
And a pair of smuggling boats flipped over. What we know about what happened to the people on board.
All right, let's get this started. It is Monday. We've got a time change. Have you gotten used to that time change?
Yeah, you know, slept a little late to make up for it yesterday.
Do what you got to do, right? You also are working on something breaking.
Yeah, big breaking news. It affects our law enforcement, what they deal with on a day-to-day basis. Out of Missouri, some police officers were shot. So the latest on that one, unfortunately.
All right, let's talk about the weather first, because rain chances bumping up a little bit.
Yes, we have a good chance for rain. Now, it's not all day long. You know, we need like 2 good days of rainy days to put a dent in it.
We'll take what we can get, though, right?
Yes, we'll take it, but it comes with the threat of even severe storms today. So let's go ahead and take a look at what's happening right now. Satellite and radar pointing towards the north and west of Lake Okeechobee, all the way towards Lake Lynn. If you look on the map, you're seeing some showers pop up. Of course, that's really far out, but this is out ahead of the front. So the thinking is, especially once the sun comes up and we get some daytime heating, we'll have some of those isolated to spotty showers popping up out ahead of the front, but the actual leading edge of the front where you see this line of some heavy thunderstorms. That's rolling over Daytona Beach, and this is pressing southward, so it's going to enter Orlando area in the next hour and a half, 2 hours. Now, we are under a marginal risk for severe weather. That is basically an isolated chance for a severe thunderstorm that could produce gusty winds. This is on the lower end of the scale, but it does include northern Palm Beach County and the Treasure Coast as well. I'm going to have a closer look at the timing of the rain for today. Holly, we do expect the thunderstorm, so even though it's not raining this morning, I say take the rain gear with you because you'll probably run into some rain later this afternoon.
Before you know it, though, it's a great reminder. We're going to be getting into that time of year, that springtime, where when we do get those thunderstorms, I mean, it's going to be fierce. So, all right, we'll wait and see. Jennifer, thanks so much. Let's go to the road real quickly. We know some of you are eager to see what things are like, so you can get on, get up, and get moving with the day. Fortunately, we're starting out on a quiet note. Here's a quick live look. I-95 and Okeechobee Boulevard. Here's the thing. If everything could move that smoothly. We've got a bridge closure. It starts today, almost 2 years before this thing reopens again. This is the US 1 bridge over the Loxahatchee River. A really big connector there in Jupiter.
The headache is kind of forming now, thinking about. We've been telling you this is coming. Closures all start today. Our Kate Hussey is live with what drivers need to know. Kate, this could be a pretty big disruption for people's morning routine.
Sure.
Yeah, it certainly could be. And take a look here behind me. You can see crews are already getting started on this $122 million safety improvement project. And you can also see the road closed signs are up, so not everybody is happy about this project. And there's a bit of a reason for that. In fact, drivers here in the area are concerned this is going to cause some traffic headaches. Closing down the bridge means all traffic, usually crossing the Loxahatchee River on US 1, will be funneled instead onto the alternate A1A bridge, and then diverted either east or westbound onto Indiantown Road. And residents say they fear that's going to add at least 15 to 20 minutes onto their commutes.
I think it's going to be an impact on the area. Indiantown is always a busy road. Everybody's going to divert over to A1A, but they'll manage. One good thing is all the bars on Love Street are going to have it a lot easier. That'll be like a dead end.
Now, the point of this project is to make the bridge here safer and sounder. In fact, FDOT says the new bridge, once it is complete here, will have 11-foot travel lanes in either direction, 8-foot pedestrian lanes, 7-foot bike lanes. There's also supposed to be a pedestrian overlook, and the new drawbridge is supposed to reduce some traffic noise. Back to you.
Yeah, it sounds good, Kate, once we could get there, 2 years from now. For people that this area is a big part of their regular routine, what are the best workarounds?
So there are a couple different options depending on which direction you're traveling. So anybody heading north on US 1 will instead head west on Indiantown Road, take the alternate A1A bridge, and then continue up north. But if you're traveling southbound and you normally take US 1, the bridge here, instead you'll start with that alternate A1A bridge, and then you'll head east on Indiantown Road back to US 1.
All right, we need to keep those workarounds in mind for the next 2 years. All right, Kate Hussey reporting live. Thanks, Kate. Jennifer, at least we have the heads up. We know what we need to be aware of here with these changes coming. What are we looking at weather-wise today?
Well, we're looking at